You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Let's start the water board meeting for Monday, June 8th, 2020. I need a motion to accept the minutes of last meeting.
I'll make it.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I had one question about the bills. Sunstream, which one is Sunstream then? Sunstream Energy, is that the solar panels themselves?
Yes, that is.
Don't know what that bill was for.
Is it 1,600 something?
No, it's 3,241.
Oh, it's probably, does it say 2 months instead of 1 month?
No, it doesn't. It's just 2 months.
Yeah, I think it's just 2 months.
Okay. All right, I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll
make it.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do we have anything new on Prospect in South Mizzier, the backyard water deal with Cousin Ed? I think we put that on hold for now, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's on hold.
The usage report, I seen you, John, that you ran the well 3 and had 0.8 manganese parts per million. That was pretty high.
On the raw.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's pretty normal. Usually run it once a month, and usually it's between 0.7 and 1. So 0.8 is right about.
Okay.
Right about where it's supposed to. Well, not where it's
You know,
supposed to be.
it's kind of dependent on how long you run it as well.
Right. Does it get worse or better?
No, it gets worse, definitely worse.
But we only run it one day of the month,
Right.
just for exercise purposes.
And the other ones are running at 5.5. I
Correct.
did see.
On the raw.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it has a tendency in the beginning when you turn the well over, in other words, you go from 7 to 7A,
Yeah.
in the beginning of the month, it's usually low, 0.3, and as the month goes on, you'll see it go to 4, and then it goes to 5.
Yep. I noticed it. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Okay.
Yeah, it's usually, it's been pretty common.
All right. I didn't see too much else going on the system other than that. Everything else was typical.
Right. Well, don't forget, we had flushing this month. So, the output out of the plant is going to be a little, raised based on that.
Right. Okay. I figured it for the summertime gardening mode, but that same idea.
No, we flushed the whole system. It took us the whole month. So normally 2 weeks.
Right.
So, under this condition, under the conditions that we're working in, it was extended to a month, and it took us right to the last day of that month to complete the flushing. And, some of the water still had some color in it.
Mm-hmm.
In certain areas.
Has that been consistent?
Yeah, unfortunately it has. The material that you're putting in the water to keep the manganese in solution only stays there for a period of time. So, it's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I know. But our water usage wasn't too bad overall on average anyway.
No, not considering the time of year.
Yeah.
A lot more people were home, but the flushing, is, fairly significant amount of usage. You're going to start going towards the peak time of year.
Right. Yeah, we're just about there now. And the chlorine residual is pretty good overall.
Not too bad. You know, depending on how much you flush it, you know, the more you flush it, the harder you flush it. You know, you'll get that higher residual. I mean, sometimes when I go to get a sample, it's low, but I know the chlorine is there. It's just you can't flush it enough in someone's house, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. Thanks. Does anybody have any more questions? Any other questions about the usage, about the reports?
I think I'm good.
All right. John, do you have any comments?
This
No,
John? Which John?
Kozak, I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I'm looking at him. Doesn't that count? No.
You're looking at me too.
No further comments.
All right. I don't have too much on this. We're going to go over new business right now with Matt, with the water rates.
Okay, so we passed the budget last month, and we had put in there for the revenue section that we would go up at a set amount, and in order to make that revenue amount, we've raised the base rate for individual residential users and each apartment connected to the system from $42.43 every 2 months. So if could everybody mute themselves? So that was $42.43 it used to be, and we raised it to $43.70. The base rate for village commercial users was $79.38 for every 2 months, and that would go up to $81.80. And the base rate for seniors was $21.43, and that's proposed to go up to $22.10. And all village users who fall into those categories used to use water at the following rates: $2.33 per 100 cubic feet for the first 1 to 1,200 cubic feet, and then $4.77 per 100 cubic feet for 1,201 cubic feet and over. And those rates would go up to $2.40 and $4.95 respectively. And then the outside village users, the base rate for them was $58.43 for every 2 months, and that's proposed to go up to $60.20. And their usage rates are the same, and they would go up to the same amount. So it was $2.33 per 100 cubic feet from 1 to 1,200 cubic feet, and then over 1,200 cubic feet was $4.77, and that would go up to $2.40 and $4.95. And the sewer rate is the village board's responsibility, but that's being proposed to stay the same because an increase in the water is an increase in the village if you just take the same percentage as it was last year. So are there any questions?
So everybody's going up 3% then.
That's right.
So it was the same. It's been the same as it was in the past year. We're just raising it 3% like we have every year.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, if there's no other questions, could we get a motion?
I need a motion to approve the new rates of 3%.
So I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed.
Okay.
When those are
June 15th.
June 15th?
And that's all I had, really. I've been working, just as another note, we've been working on the package for USDA for KC. We set up the grant form. We got access to their grant system, and we've been pulling information from our financial system and for our user base so that we can come up with the number of equivalent dwelling units so that that can be used in the calculation for the grant eligibility. The grant that we're looking to get is from this particular source is to see if we can get the, mainly to get the filtration into the system. And John also, he can talk about this, but he updated the Environmental Facilities Corporation
Right.
request as he told us he would, the listing.
Yeah, we listed the 3 projects: the filter plant, the water mains, and then the upgrading the 2 tanks.
Okay. Has anything changed with everything that's going on with trying to get these grant money?
No, not really.
Except there's been no announcements. So we're already into the period last year, the time period this year where they would have already put out an announcement that environmental facilities grant was coming up. So we're not sure if they're going to stay on target with that or not.
It wasn't officially announced, but they did, when we asked them, we did actually get an answer that it was delayed a few weeks, but we did get it in on time.
Okay, good.
Good.
Yeah, because there was no official announcement.
All right, hopefully we get it.
Yeah.
There's actually a grant application though they have to announce a grant application due date, and I don't think they've done that yet.
Oh,
They've just done the updated listing part in order for us to be eligible for the grant that they may or may not announce later. So
Right.
I do think they'll announce it, but it has not yet been announced.
all right, that's excellent. Matt, do you have anything else going on?
I think that's it right now.
Ken, do you have anything else going on right now?
We're continuing to.
Well, just,
Oh, which one?
I'm
Did you
sorry,
say,
go ahead.
was it John or Ken?
Ken Cruz.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we just finished up the night work on the leak detection.
Right.
There was no leaks, a few hydrant things, but we were able to get them to stop leaking. So, we're going to see George's bill finally. It took them a while to get back to do the night work, but we're done with that. So at some point, if not already, you're going to see that bill from George.
Okay. All right, good. There was only one thing that happened weird. Where was it? You had a Duchess Plaza that you said a dirty water complaint. That was about it. I seen.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts decided to reopen 2 weeks ago, roughly,
Oh,
or whenever that date was. And they obviously have not used the water, nor has anybody else in the plaza used that water. And that is a dead-end main. So I quickly went over and flushed it out. And matter of minutes, no big deal.
okay, excellent.
They have a little bit of treatment facility over there as well, Pat. And, when you don't use it and it sits stale, it has a tendency to happen. You create that dead water in the
Right.
building at Dunkin' Donuts. and then he comes in and uses it and expects it to be, crystal clear. Not always the case, when you have that type of situation.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to screw up your name, John Szarowski.
John, yeah, Szarowski.
Szarowski. I missed only
Zar,
one.
just lose the S. So, so we've been working on the USD application, as Matt mentioned. We're working on the contract 5 stuff. We're coordinating that with the towns to make sure that we accommodate them in the connection for their future pump station.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did have the Buckingham reach out to me, Mr. What's his name?
Chuck May?
Chuck May. I did actually talk to him, by the way, again, Ken, and told him to work through me, not him. He had asked for flow on a particular hydrant, and that hydrant was the one on Nelson, right by the, just before Nelson leaves or turns into Channingville, that hydrant there.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in the model and came up with a much lower rate than they had projected from their flow data, the hydrant flow test, which is more indicative of the system than so.
What was it, less than 500?
It turned out to be, it was 720
a minute?
Gallons per minute, at 20 psi at the node right there, which I can do in the model. You can't do that in the actual field test. You got to put it on a different. And my guess is they didn't adjust for elevations on the hydrant they put it on, because they came up with something around 1,600 gallons per minute off this hydrant. I'm like, that ain't happening anywhere in the system.
No, that's definitely not happening.
No. So yeah, I mean, it's like the static pressure is around 39, and when you flow it, what I did was I kept adding a little bit until I got to 20 psi in the entire system, and that's where I came up with 720 is the maximum allowed. But then I also caveated my response to him that this isn't what's dictating what's happening in the system. It's when the hydrant opens below, you guys may or may not have water. So I keep pushing that point so that they don't assume that they have this kind of flow. And I don't know, who's James Mead? Data
Not
provider.
sure. Is that?
Yeah, this guy responded to me.
Their engineer?
Probably. I literally just got this email in when we're sitting here talking, and he shows me a graph that shows the 1,600 versus my 720. So.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting 1,600 there.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you would be hard pressed to get 1,600 anywhere in the village.
Yes.
So, until we get the tanks raised, then we can get that kind of flow in some areas, but not all. So, but anyway, yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, that's, like I said, I have a conference call tomorrow with them to talk about what they're proposing, so I can shoot it down.
When you flowed that fire hydrant, you said?
I put it in my model, which is your whole system, which shows all the pumps and all the tanks and and I can adjust it so that I can see exactly how much flow I can get anywhere in the system, so that I'm maintaining 20 psi.
So we didn't actually flow it though.
They did actually do a hydrant test some time ago, and that's, I think, where he's talking
it was
about
quite a few years, 2-3 years.
Right.
Did they do a double evolution with 2 separate hydrants up there to see what would happen too if you dropped down to
I'm sure
PSI?
they didn't. This is probably, they opened it up, and God even knows what barrel they opened. You're supposed to open the 2.5-inch barrel.
Yes.
And it looks more like they probably opened the 4-inch barrel.
Steamer.
I don't know. I mean, the static PSIs are, 41 versus 39. That's tank elevation.
Yeah.
But he came up with 980 gallons per minute at 33 PSI, and I'm already, below. Well,
20 pounds.
he plotted this wrong. Oh my God. He's got it at 0 PSI instead of at 20 PSI. So, I mean, it's a lot closer than, yeah, he just plotted this wrong. Unlike if I could, I don't know, can I share my screen? I don't know if I'm allowed to. Maybe I
have
can.
no idea. Yeah.
This is what he sent me.
No, I don't, I think that's not, I think that they're still in a application, John.
Oh, all right.
This is part of a planning board application.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So whatever they gave me just didn't make sense. They clearly don't know what they're doing. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is they're just in front of the planning board, and I'm actually pushing back hard, saying that they need to, because by the time they spend the money to put in what they need for, I don't know. Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can see my mouse, see how they've plotted the green line is what I gave them, but they were supposed to end at 20, not at 0. So
Oh,
it's, yeah.
Well, that would drop if you opened another hydrant up there. You'd probably be less than 20 PSI. And
Oh
less
yeah. If you
than
open a second,
20 gallons a minute.
right. If you open another hydrant, you're never getting more than 720 gallons. And you're going to drop the pressure a lot quicker. So not that there's a lot of hydrants for them to work with up there.
No, I know.
Try doing the static at Sisters of St. Clair and see what
Yep.
you get.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, well, I actually ran this, like with doing it in the model, I'm actually I can see all the nodes in the system, all the static locations, like all the hydrants and all the junction points. So I can tell you that I maintained it so that even Sisters had just over 20 PSI.
Yep.
Which is where I came up with the 720.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, which is something you can't do with a hydrant test. And it sounds like, it looks more like they didn't do it right. Which is why they were telling me they were having discrepancies. So I'll stop sharing. Hang on, so we can see. You can see my ugly mug. Yeah, and I didn't put the Irish Castle behind me again today because apparently that looked like my bathroom. So that was a comment I got in the workshop meeting. So, yeah, that's all I've got. Everything else is sort of just moving ahead slowly.
okay, good. Matt, do you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything.
Jason, do you have anything?
I don't think so.
And what about Kevin?
I'm good, Pat.
Okay, excellent. Did you guys come across when you want to do the next meeting?
So the regular meeting for the village, or the workshop, the regular meeting for the village is on, let me bring that back up, on July 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So the O&M would be the 6th then? July 6th?
Okay.
Maybe we can actually meet by then.
Love to.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Well, we're actually talking about opening our office back up later this month. So we actually meet the 6-foot spacing just the way the office is laid out.
I don't think that public meetings are going to go back yet.
Yeah, because then you have assembly. The O&M meeting, do we want to do that on the 2nd of July or the 30th of June?
I think the 30th of June would be better.
Tuesday?
Is that good for you guys?
I'm
Yeah.
open either way.
It
Okay.
should, yeah, it should be.
So 6:30? Okay.
Okay.
And
At 2:30, right?
2:30 in the afternoon?
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I have a question for you, Matt. You put in the budget to redo 7A, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I did. That's in there.
And you got the new numbers, right, from
I
Lane?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you. I get that.
And if you wouldn't mind, maybe just send them something and discuss with them our interest in doing it in the fall. It's probably a good time. If we can avoid the heavy usage periods, I think it would be helpful to us.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that.
Because the way they clean the well, they're going to want a period of non-usage, and it's probably not good for us in the summer. Probably in the fall would be better.
Would
And
any-
they'll put us on their calendar.
Would that be any time after September 15th?
Yes,
Okay.
that would probably be good. Right up into even October is good.
Okay.
This way, we'll get on their calendar because they usually move it out anyway. So they usually run behind. So even if we tell them, like you said, September 15th, they're going to get to us in October anyway.
Okay.
But if we give them a little heads up, that would be helpful.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll do that.
Does anybody else have anything to add?
I just have two questions or comments. One is the Franny Reese Amphitheater Park, whatever it's going to be. They're digging right now in the property just southeast of the Shoemaker building. Do you know how much more digging they're going to be doing and how close they're going to get to the road? Just off the top of your head, Matt or John, or anybody else?
They're gonna. So I think they're gonna dig on the backside, and they're going to be adding fill on the front side. So they'll be leveling it off.
So
John,
it's safe to say that they're not going to be digging within a few feet of the sidewalk? Is that correct? Is that safe to say?
I think John will have to find that out for you.
Yeah, I got to look at the drawings to see where their limits are. I'll get back to you on that.
I mean, I could always go down there and ask them myself, but.
Well,
Well,
I'm going to go down there
wouldn't
Wednesday,
hurt.
John, just so you know.
Yeah, I just hope
And,
Wednesday's not too late.
No, he already told me. The guy in charge, Messina, his name is John, and he's in charge of the job. I spoke to him today, and I'm going to meet him Wednesday and just do a little review with him on what's going on down there. But he said he's 20 feet away from the sidewalk right now, and he said not a problem prior to Wednesday.
Okay, and then my other thing is, I believe the highway guys are going to be digging tomorrow for the Chinese restaurants. I just wanted to let you guys know if you do see stuff in the road on East Main Street. I believe they're going to start digging that up tomorrow.
That's what Pete said. He's going to start digging the sewer up tomorrow on Tuesday. I talked to
I
Pete
thought that was all new.
Just wanted to,
That was, but I guess there's a problem at Tin Ying's sewer line is clogged. Or something's in the sewer line there. I guess it's on.
Stop flushing that shit down the drain.
Yeah,
Where's that? In the sidewalk?
and I guess it's in the sidewalk.
They're all
Yes.
brand new.
That's what I thought.
that's what everybody thought.
So it comes out of the front of the building to the sidewalk curve.
Yeah.
Everything that's new that they just got done doing.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah, it's still new. Unreal.
Something's not adding up.
No.
He argued with him, and unfortunately, it's in the village property in that area. The whole sidewalk, I guess, belongs to the village as far as the sewer
Is it,
on East Main Street. So.
Did you happen to mark that for them, John?
Yeah, I marked it today, and that's why I just wanted to make mention and give you guys the warning that if you do see anybody digging tomorrow, that's what they're digging for.
Okay. All right, thanks, John. I got nothing else unless somebody else does. All right, I'm gonna need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Well, thank you, guys. Like I said, hopefully this, I'm gonna keep saying it's gonna be the last meeting, but you know the way the rules go.
All right.
Matt, just find out, I'm not above doing this in the parking lot in the water, at the water board. If that's allowed.
Yeah, it's the public assembly part, because theoretically we could have 550 people.
Oh, perfect.
And so because of that, you can't invite people to something and then tell them that they can't be there.
Okay.
This,
Be an awful crowded conference room.
this fills that requirement.
Okay, then we got no choice about it. Alrighty.
So I'll let you know if they change that ruling. But as of right now, the executive order is that we're having virtual meetings.
All right, I think things are gonna change awful quick right now, so. Okay, I'll see you guys next month then.
Okay.
All right.
All
All
right.
right. One way or
Take
another.
care now.
Take care.
Enjoy your summer.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy.